Hey everyone, welcome back to Blakesley Acres. I'm Joe. Today I'm gonna kind of go over the layout of the shop. I just drew a quick small diagram. Had a viewer reach out and asking some questions, how we laid it out and what we would change and stuff. So we wanted to do this real quick. Try to get it in here as best I could. So the total building right now is 44 foot wide, 82 foot long. Now we do have a 24 by 65 foot holding barn and office space off the side of the slaughter floor, which would be going this way. I did not draw that out. So this is the main building. There's a front door here. We have a 10 by 10 office and a 10 by 10 utility room. This is our cutting room currently. Smokehouse sits over here. We have the old freezer sits here. We converted to smokehouse cooler and some shelving and all that. Then there's a door. This 20 by 30 room is our freezer room. We have one freezer running and the other one's going to be hooked up soon. Down here are our cooler system. So this first cooler here coming off the kill floor, which is right here, is our pull down cooler. That's 12 by 24 foot. And the dry age cooler is 18 by 24 foot. Now the pull down cooler houses two 5 horsepower units. That was designed to pull down 18,000 pounds of product in under 24 hours, from the 100 degree to under 40 degrees in under 24 hours. The dry age has a smaller, it's a bigger area, but it's got one 3 horsepower cooling unit in it, and that's just to maintain the temperature in that of the dry age cooler and keep it at the proper temperature to age the beef out. Now our slaughter floor is roughly 20 foot wide by 44 foot long, minus the 10 by 12 bathroom in the corner. I would like to have that just a little bit wider, just to give us a little bit more space. Even a 30 foot wide room would have been great, but we have what we have now. So this is the I-beam, comes at an angle over the knock boxes right here, and then comes over, and the rail system starts here where that line is and comes down. We have a rail scale system. All that comes down, goes in and loops and goes into the pull down cooler. I'm gonna go take you guys out and just give like a real quick tour. And then if there's anything that somebody really wants detail on, shoot me an email like he did. I have no problem answering questions and talking about how I set my shop up. There's not a lot of videos out there about it, so definitely trying to help other shop owners that are building or upgrading, looking at what somebody else did, what they would change, definitely would help. It would have helped me when I was building this. Probably would have deterred some of the changes that I've already made in the shop. We built the 32 by 44 foot building 2023. We added this on last year, 2024, in the holding barns. So we'll go out and take a little tour real quick. So this is the 10 by 10 office. We come right out into our cutting room. As you can see, the rail system comes right out through the cooler, right through. We bought all the rail system components, the hangers, corners, rail switches, and all of our hooks came from the hook shop in Missouri. Fantastic place to deal with. Prices are really good, and they'll customize just about anything for what your needs are. Our whole cooler system is built with 6-inch, 4-inch I-beams all welded together. Thanks to Zach, he did all the welding. We worked on that for probably a month, building this out. We also have a rail scale out here for weighing dry age weight, and we have one on the slaughter floor for the hot carcass weight. Single pro smoker, smokehouse for now. We'll upgrade and do stuff eventually. As you can see, older saw. We're slowly getting new equipment. We have our JVR 410 vacuum sealer, Biro Cuber. We have our little labeling station over here in the corner. It's worked out fairly well. So this is the 20 by 30 room. We have roll-up door for helping unload. We can back trucks right up to that. Man door, older boxings table. All of our storage is down here right now. It's actually getting moved up top eventually. This is a 10 by 15 foot freezer, and then we just bought a 10 by 12 foot freezer. In hindsight, I probably would have been better off just buying a 10 by 30 foot freezer. It would have fit in here a lot nicer. We wouldn't have had this gap over here. We're going to be putting a ladder set of rolling stairs in here to get to access up top for storage. So not that big of a deal. It kind of worked out, but always the freezer space is always much needed. Now we're coming out to the slaughter floor. So we're out here on the slaughter floor now. Door goes out there, and then we added this on. This is a door that goes out to the holding barn. And then between here and the holding barn, we actually put our USDA office out there. So they're closer to the slaughter floor and everything. Knockbox has its own little 4-foot roll-up door. Goes out to the chute. We're using the AeroQuip Q-Catch 74 series for now. It does the job. Custom one would probably be better for what we're doing, but for now the AeroQuip works just fine. I-beam, you can see it goes into the wall. What we did is I ran another 6-inch I-beam with 6-inch angle. We cut down for brackets, and we went from, it runs underneath this I-beam inside that wall, goes from 6x6 to 6x6 that holds the building up. So all that weight from that I-beam, it goes right down into the footer right there. And then over here it goes into this wall up here. Now this whole wall, and then the wall right in here that goes the other way out here into the freezer room. That freezer room right here, that wall that runs over to the existing building. These walls are not wood walls. They are 6-inch I-beam walls mounted directly to the concrete. They go up, and there's a 6-inch I-beam that runs across the top. And then we have these 4-inch I-beams that are welded that come out. And that's what all these hangers right here that are holding the rail system, those are all welded. No bolts hold this together at all. And then we have a 10 by 12 bathroom that has a shower and everything out here for the employees. We're eventually going to be putting lockers and everything in there. It's set up. We can have a washer and dryer in there if we needed. We also have storage up above for anything we don't use on a regular basis. Plenty of room out here. We could easily run 3 guys in here without being on top of each other too much. Probably could squeeze 4 guys in if we reconfigured our knockbox setup and whatnot. Poke our head in the cooler system. So as you can see, it 90s right into the cooler. We're going into the pull down cooler right now. All of our rail switches, 5 horsepower units, 2 of them. I have never had an issue with these 2 units, even 1 unit pulling these carcasses down, but I wanted to be dang sure that it was gonna do its job. So it comes in here, we can hold 12 beef, 12 hogs is what it is designed for. Depending on the size of the carcasses, we can actually squeeze more into this system. But all in all, both these coolers should be able to hold around 50 beef and 12 to 16 hogs at a single time. And then we come over into our dry age cooler, and it separates into 5 rails here, and then they turn and go out that door over there out to the cutting room. So in here you can actually see the I-beam coming down right there that holds this whole structure up of coolers. We decided to go with our own coolers because we were going to have to use an I-beam construction anyway. So we just figured build it into the walls instead of having it inside of a pre-built cooler. We could go as high as we wanted. Now, 2 things I would change with the rail system and the slaughter floor. I would definitely, if I had a choice to do it again, the slaughter floor is, this whole building is currently 14 foot tall. I definitely probably would have made the slaughter floor minimum of 16, but probably 18 foot tall to, you know, when I was pre-planning this out, like I said, I couldn't find a lot of resources, but when you have that hoist hanging down, 14 foot is more than enough to hoist the whole beef up in the air to bleed and skin. But once you get the whole hoist and everything added onto that, that was miscalculation on my part. I definitely would like to go higher with this. 18 foot probably would be ideal. Now I have considered, if we change out our knockbox setup, putting a cubby hole in the ceiling and having a hoist up in there that's just for bleeding and laying the carcasses down on the skinning cradle, but we're not going to be doing anything with that anytime soon. We got our sinks and everything over here, scales, and then out here in our holding barn, we originally did not attach to the building, but we decided for more storage space that we would. You guys are probably going to hear some pigs. We have some that were dropped off already. I'm not going to get those in the video, but right now this is our USDA office. Chute going into the building, runs the full length of the barn. All these pens can turn and come out here. We just added plywood to protect the bottom half of our walls on the alleyway and the normal hog pens. We just upgraded some other stuff in here. We added a man gate in here, which we didn't have before, just so we had access in and out from this new room. New latches on a lot of this. Put pen numbers and tags up. We have a whole new sheet and setup for that. So it's working pretty good. We've had issues with beef tearing gates down and stuff because originally when the guys that were helping me put these gates in, they weren't long enough to go between. So they extended these out, which is not ideal. So we're slowly adding and changing things to this holding barn to make it a lot stronger, a lot sturdier, because you know, the end deal for a lot of these animals is because either that's what they were specifically raised for, but we also get a lot of animals that are just jerks. They're crazy, and this is the end of the line for those animals, unfortunately. So we have to have a holding and handling facility that can continuously hold these animals and keep them safe, keep us safe. So we are still adding and doing new stuff to this barn. We're going to be extending these beef gates up higher as we go. We have raised them up off the ground a little bit, but it's anytime you build something new, you're going to have different things that you want to tweak and change to make it work a little bit better for your setup. So it's just understandable. But yeah, if you guys could like, comment, subscribe, share, and ring that notification bell. Like I said, any questions, seriously just reach out to me like he did, and I'm more than happy to answer any questions for anybody. I don't have nothing to hide. I have no secrets in how I built this or how I'm running my business, and I love to help other people. There's not enough of us in this industry anymore, at least not in my age range, that are willing to continue this kind of work, and it's starting to, I think the farmers are starting to feel the pinch of that. So that I just want to be able to help other places that are looking to do the same thing, and everybody work together. Honestly, I think that's a huge thing in this industry, lacked in this industry, is everybody's seen it as competition. I don't see anybody else's competition. I feel like if I'm doing my job right and treating my customers right, and we're putting out 100% quality that we can personally obtain, we're not going to lose our customers to somebody else. So with that being said, I hope to catch you guys on the next one, and hopefully this helped. With anybody having questions on this, I can go into deeper depth of how I did, the septic and waste systems, I'm going to be doing some composting setups, videos, and how I've been running my compost. I want to start getting videos. I haven't done one yet on how I set up my electrical service. So with all in time, I will be getting those videos out. And like always, I appreciate you guys.